Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. It's the second leg of the quarterfinals in the Europa League, and we're just hours away from the game, from the games to getting started. So let's go ahead and make our predictions. There are some very exciting ties, and after the first leg, it is even become even more interesting. So let's start. The first game, it is Lazio versus Bodo Glimt, and Bodo Glimt have a 2-0 advantage from the first leg. They are gonna come to Italy. They are gonna come to the Lazio Stadium, and they are gonna have to maintain their lead. They have to hold down their 2-goal advantage, and Lazio are going to be looking at looking at it at the lead. They are going to try and make a comeback into the competition, try to make a comeback into the game, and try to get past Bodo Glimt and to qualify for the next round of the Europa League, try to get into the semi-finals there. But if recent history, if something what we have seen the last for the last 2 nights in the Champions League is to go by, the comeback has never really happened. It did not happen on Tuesday. Teams came very close. It did not happen on Wednesday as well. Bayern came very close, but Inter held on. So it is going to be a big task for Lazio, especially since their form has not been that good, and Bodo Glimt on the other hand have been on an amazing run of form. So it will be a very interesting tie. But Lazio being at home with those Lazio Ultras on form, it is going to be a very interesting night at in Italy. The game could go anywhere, if I'm being very honest with you, but I would say it is going to be a very hard thing for Lazio to turn on. It is yet again one of those games, to be very honest with you, where you expect Lazio to score goals, but the fact is they are going to concede as well, and that is why that first leg 2-0 victory, that first leg clean sheet for Bodo Glimt was so important, because that holds a lot of it holds a big advantage over the other team psychologically, because they are starting from scratch, and the other team has already their halfway line. They are at the halfway line already. I think it will be a very tough game. It is going to be a very interesting game, but I don't see a result. I don't think anybody is going to win tonight, and I think on aggregate, of course, Bodo Glimt are going to go over the line. I'm going for a 2-all draw between Lazio and Bodo Glimt on the night, and Bodo Glimt to go 4-2 on aggregate into the semi-finals. Moving on, the second game, it is Tottenham Hotspur versus Frankfurt. It is in Germany. Frankfurt are going to host Spurs. In the first leg, it was a 1-all tie, and it is going to be probably one of the most entertaining game. I said it last week as well, and it was one of the most entertaining game, and I think it is going to be the same as well. Both these teams like to go out and play attacking football. I think Frankfurt are gonna I said it last week, and I think Frankfurt are gonna really take the game to Spurs, and Spurs, they lost over the weekend as well. And Postecoglou, this is like their last chance to win something. This is the only thing that he's clinging to at the moment. This is what he can present at the end of the season. If he doesn't get sacked, I mean this is the only reason. If he goes on to win the tournament, I think this is going to be the only reason he doesn't get the sack. In my opinion, even if he wins the trophy, he needs to get the sack because the team is not working under him. But it is such a massive game for Ange Postecoglou, massive game for Spurs as well, but at the same time a massive game for Frankfurt as well. Up until January, mid-January, they were right up at up in that title picture. They were not that close, but the talks were still going on. They were really good. But since losing Marmoush, the title challenge has gone completely. They are fighting for those Champions League places, but the race is really tight. So this could be a great opportunity for Frankfurt to directly get into the Champions League phase. And now they have an advantage again. It is a 1-all tie at the moment. So they'll be looking at this game, and they are the home side, and the way that they are playing, it is going to suit them quite a lot. The fans are going to be behind them, and it could be a long night for Spurs. I said it last week as well. I just don't fancy Spurs with the way that Postecoglou plays, especially against a team like Frankfurt. And they did really well in the first leg as well. But tonight, I think it is going to be even harder for Spurs, if I'm being very honest with you. And I think Frankfurt are going to get the job done, and they're going to get the job done quite easily. And I'm not saying this as an Arsenal fan. I just don't think Spurs have the capabilities to match up to Frankfurt mentally, systematically. I mean, the way that Frankfurt are set up, the way Spurs are set up, I mean, it is miles apart. It is night and day. I think Frankfurt are going to win it, and they are going to win it quite convincingly. I'm going for a 3-1 win on the night for Frankfurt, and I'm going for a 4-2 aggregate win for Frankfurt, and they qualify to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Up next, it is the world's, everybody's favorite club, Manchester United, taking on Lyon. It is a 2-0, a 2-all aggregate score from the first leg. It was a really, really interesting game. And that game basically sums up Manchester United's season. That game basically sums up everything wrong at Manchester United. I mean, to go behind against Lyon, then to make a turnaround, make it 2-1, and then to give away the goal, bring them back in the game. I say that was perfect. That game, literally everything you want to. If anybody wants to know what happened to Manchester United in this season, show them that first leg of the quarterfinals against Lyon, and they would know what happened to Manchester United. I mean, you cannot really write this stuff that happens to that club. They are it is so, it is just unimaginable, if I'm being very honest with you. And it is going to be such a high pressure game. They lost over the weekend as well to Newcastle. They basically got humiliated by Newcastle United. Lyon are going to come in. They know that Manchester United are under more pressure than Lyon. Lyon themselves, they are trying to qualify for the Champions League. It is a very, very tight. Yet again, just like Frankfurt, it is very tight for Lyon as well. In Liga, the league is done. PSG have won, but after that Champions League places, I mean, you have almost 7 teams fighting for those Champions League places, and it is going to be very tough. And Lyon are going to think the same thing that what Frankfurt are thinking, that this is the best opportunity for us to get into the Champions League quite easily without thinking about the league. So they are going to give their all. I think Lyon have a much better score. They are much better setup, just like I said in the Frankfurt game. Unfortunately for both the English sides, you really don't know what to expect from them, and I think it is going to be the same thing. Lyon, in my opinion, they are. If I'm being very honest with you, I just don't see Lyon, sitting back. I think they are going to take the game to Manchester United. It is going to be quite a physical game, if I'm being very honest with you, and I think they are going to press quite a lot. And I think Manchester United, they are going to force United to force the mistakes. Andre Onana might come back into the game, so that is going to be a big thing. He was dropped over the weekend. That did not work out, so maybe he is going to come back into the game, with a mindset that really helps him. But it is going to be a very, very tough game. Again, you don't really know about anything about United. They could come up and they could slap Lyon 3-0, but I just don't believe it. I think it will be a very, very tough game. It is going to be a very hard game, and I think this is going to be one of those games that is going to go into the penalties. I'm going for a 1-1 game in extra time. Aggregated becomes a 3-all. We go into the extra time, nobody scores, and then we go into the penalties, and this is what is going to happen. Andre Onana is going to become the hero for Manchester United, and he's going to save the penalties, and Manchester United are going to win 4-2 on the penalties, and they are going to go into the semi-finals. And unfortunately for Lyon, their run is going to come to an end. And the last game, it is Rangers versus Athletic Club. The first leg ended 0-0. How that game ended 0-0, I have really no idea, if I'm being very honest with you. But it ended 0-0. So it is going to be the second leg is going to come, and it's going to come at Spain, and I think it will be very, very interesting. I think Athletic were really, really good in that first leg, and as I said, how they did not score, I have no idea. In my opinion, I said it last week as well, I think this is one of the easiest ties to call out. Athletic Club have been really, really good throughout the season. Rangers have been really good, but I think Athletic, if you look at the matchups, I think this is the only one where there's quite a big difference, if I'm being very honest with you, and I think Athletic Club are going to take advantage of that downside as well. I think, and that is going to really help them as well. And in that regard, I think it will be a fun game. Rangers is going to give it all. It's not going to be that simple, but I think as compared to the other teams and the situation of the other teams, I think this game is going to be a lot more. What's the word I want to use here? Not that physical. I think it's going to be more about finesse in that game, and I think that the Athletic Club are going to go ahead and do the job easily, quite convincingly as well. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Athletic Club, and they are going to qualify for the next round, and they are going to qualify for the semi-finals of the Europa League. And that is it. These are my predictions for the second leg of the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Let me know what you guys thought of my predictions in the comment section below. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season. We just need 40. It is like 450 has been crossed tonight after Arsenal's win, so it's a big deal. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help us out. Until next time, bye bye.